Welcome to the Lakeland Stadium here at Rowrah in Cumbria for round 7 of the championship, where MotoGP riders start their racing journey. It's the Fab Racing British Minibikes Championship. Now, Will to Mill at the last round, we saw a 1-2 in the Minimoto Pro race. For the Pinson family, it was Oscar that took the win that day. Elliot finished second. Oscar, I want to ask you first. Now, that was your first win at the Fab British Championships. How has that affected you in terms of your confidence moving forward?
Well, now I'm believing myself a lot more, so I try a lot harder.
And of course, you've done that this weekend. You've both, in fact, in time qualifying, had the fastest lap in time qualifying in your respective classes. So again, that's got to be a big confidence booster as well.
Yeah. I qualified pole at Wilton as well, so that's given me a lot more confidence as well.
Okay, and Elliot, we've just had the MotoGP at Silverstone, and Fab were there doing racing on the Saturday and demonstration race on the Sunday as well. You won 2 of the races on the Saturday and the demonstration race on the Sunday. So again, from your point of view, that's a massive confidence builder. But just before I ask you about that, I want to ask you about your brother in the Minimoto Pro race that day. When you're running around his second there, you're much older than him, of course, so you've got a disadvantage when it comes to power to weight ratio on these very small bikes. How pleased were you for Oscar, and how worried were you for him when he was out front and you were in second? What were you thinking?
Well, of course I was really happy that he was off winning and he had way more pace than me. I just couldn't keep up because obviously he's a lot shorter than me, so he's carrying like half the weight I am. And when he had that pace and he was just going and going and going, I was just praying that he didn't come off to get his first win, and I knew that he relies on confidence to do well, so that gave him a huge boost.
Okay, great. And let's just ask you about Silverstone then. Fantastic weekend for you there. 2 wins on the Saturday, the demonstration race on the Sunday. How did you enjoy the weekend, first of all?
Well, it went all right in practice and qualifying, managed to qualify 3rd. And the races, they were just fantastic. Off the start, first race, I was quite good off the start. Second, got past, and then left them. Sadly, it was red flag because Tom came off, so I had the win with Jamie Davis right behind me. And the second race, I messed up the start a bit, so I went back to about 8th, managed to fight my way back up, and Jamie's gear lever broke, so it was me out front on my own really that race. And the 3rd race, I still managed to bring it home in second to take the first place trophy overall. Okay,
and Rowrah this weekend, obviously pole in time qualifying. You're the fastest man on the track at the moment. You won yesterday, I believe, is that right? Yeah. First race. We're going to be filming the last race of the day today, so we've got race 2 to go and then the televised race. What are you hoping for the rest of the day today then?
Well, I'm hoping to have another 2 successive wins. Last time I won with quite a gap, so hoping to have the same good results today.
Well, Pinson will start this one from pole position alongside Bihal. Championship leader Jake Clark starts from row 3. It's going to be a very interesting run to the first corner, this one. The green flag up and down we go. Good start there from the front row of the grid for Pinson. He chops across Adi Bihal and is through into the lead. So Bihal's second place. Third, that is Brandon Payne on the Repsol Honda replica colours. He's there in 3rd position, just in front of the championship leader Jake Clark. So he has moved up into 4th position with Tom Alexander not far behind.
Looks like Blake Hansel there in 6th place, just coming underneath us, make that 7th place in fact for Blake Hansel. He's been the winner in Mini GP 50 3 times this season, but 7th place at the moment. That's Elliot Pinson's had a cracking day so far, and it looks like he may have this one won on the first lap through the right-hander there at St John's. The left-hander is Sunny Bend. That is Sunny Bend. Brings you out onto the dummy grid bend, paddock bend effectively, the final turn. There's a confirmation. Jake Clark, 4th on track. He is the championship leader, but he doesn't lead the championship by an insurmountable amount. he can still be overtaken by, well, a good 3 other riders. Adi Bihal, who's currently in second place there, he could certainly overhaul him, as could Tom Alexander, and even Elliot Pinson out front here with a full scoop of points this weekend. Pinson puts himself back in the frame, and don't forget the dynamic in this championship, Jake, means if you do DNF, as we saw for Josh Watley at Wilton Mill, that made a huge difference to his championship in the Minimoto Pro class. If you do DNF in this championship, you don't score any points, and that can have a big bearing on the championship. So although he's in 4th place at the moment, he certainly doesn't want any DNFs to get involved in any incidents and score no points from this race today. He wants to go to the final round with the championship lead in his pocket.
Well, he's under pressure from the man who won the TV race at Wilton Mill. The last 2 times, in fact, we've been to Wilton Mill. Tom Alexander reeling him in big style now, and they are both in turn closing in on Brandon Payne. Payne just getting a little bit sluggish out of McRae's, and on the run down to Iredale's, Alexander's starting to threaten Clark, who in turn is starting to threaten Payne, and the 3 of them are trying desperately to close up on Adi Bihal. This is as much a battle for the runner-up in the championship as it is a race on track, because Bihal, Alexander and Pinson, if it finishes a certain way, Bihal 3rd in the championship at the moment, but this performance could take him to the runner-up spot behind Jake Clark. Looking at the way the points are actually going, Alexander and Pinson are not going to be separated by much if the results go their way. And Alexander is really seriously getting frustrated now, sat behind Clark. This could be the moment into the chicane. No, he has to hang back. I'm starting to think he might have a crack into Iredale's here. He's not quite close enough for McRae's, but if he gets the exit right out of the left-hander, let's watch through. Got to be so careful on the throttle. That's nice out of McRae's down to Iredale's. He has a look to the inside. Jake Clark needs to cut across. He's done that well. This is a great defensive ride from Clark, but they're losing time to Payne in this battle. Now Alexander will not surrender this time. Up the inside into the stewardesses, through the first right, and he is through, safe and into 4th position. Now he can go on the prowl after Brandon Payne. This could be the battle for the final step on the podium.
Into Sonny Bend, the left-hander. The lead that Bihal has, as the leader Elliot Pinson goes past the back marker, sweeps past, no problems there, doesn't get, that's Bihal in 2nd. So here's Payne in 3rd place, and he's under pressure now from Alexander. Fantastic pictures from the overhead camera, really does show you where everybody is on the track. It shows you the overall dynamic of the race as it's going on from the air, and here comes Alexander. He's going to look up the inside, not going to make the move yet. You have to think he's going to make the move sometime soon. They both go past the back marker. Here comes Alexander down the inside into the stewardesses. Has he got him? Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah, that's going to be known as the Alexander switchback, isn't it? Beautiful line through the first part of the right-hander where he's positioned the bike on the left side. Then on the throttle, he switches to the inside, the right-hand side, and takes the place. That is beautiful from Tom Alexander, and try as he might, Brandon Payne just doesn't quite have the response on the throttle to get back at him just yet. I have a feeling that Alexander will struggle to pull away, though. He's definitely faster in the slower bends. That's where he's been able to get up to speed quicker on the exit. But these two are not done and dusted yet. Jake Clark, championship leader, don't forget, P5 on the road. But look at this man, out in front, impervious to it all. He's got such confidence in the slower hairpins. Pinson looks invincible.
Yeah, Elliot Pinson, he's a changed rider, isn't he, this weekend? It all seemed to happen for him at Silverstone, the MotoGP invitation event that Fab Racing attended. It's a fantastic weekend from all reports. Everybody absolutely over the moon with the weekend, the way it all went. It was a great advert for this championship, and for anybody looking to get their kids into motorcycle racing, there was Roger Keys and the family there on hand that weekend to answer everybody's questions, and I think we're going to have a few more riders in the championship next season as a consequence of attending the MotoGP event there at Silverstone. The kids, I know, absolutely loved it.
Well, it's significant, of course, them putting on a show at Silverstone in front of the MotoGP paddock. It's not like car racing where money counts for everything and you just have to be in the right place at the right time. At this level, in this sport, as we've got a move up the inside at McRae's there from Cameron Hall. I was just going to say, in this sport, talent does make a big difference. If the right person watches a race where you've done an incredible job, all it takes is one phone call and then it all starts to happen.
Yeah, and in fact, as we will see later in this programme, that has actually happened to the 6-year-old Emmanuel Brinton. He's been picked up by Blatter UK. They are now sponsoring him, and it has already made a huge difference, as we'll see later on, to his confidence level. He's been picked up, got a nice sponsorship deal from Blatter UK as a 6-year-old, and that's all because of how he's been performing, not winning races, but performing in races, doing particularly well despite being at a disadvantage. So that's worked for him already. So what you're saying, Jake, absolutely right.
That's another great positive you can say about motorcycle racing. In cars, it's all about winning and nothing else matters to the big corporate companies. In motorcycling, if you prove you've got the talent, you have done enough. Charlie Ferrer, the 102, doing a good job out there on the run up towards the right-hander once again.
So Stuart S's. Charlie, fairly new to the championship, of course, only joined in the last couple of rounds, but is very welcome, as indeed is Jed Scott in this one. We're not seeing much of Jed, but his first appearance in the championship, the 21 there, Franco Bourne, won all races at round 3, all 3 races, but struggling a little bit today. That's Blake Ansell on the 20, the white machine, and in behind it's Cameron Hall.
It's another thing you have to love about this sport as well, the diversity. You don't get one person out in front blitzing the field. Well, unless you Marc Marquez, but even that's not true in 2015 anymore, is it? But you get an amazing, diverse playing field. Everybody has the same equal opportunity to go for glory, no matter where we go in the country. It's an incredibly level playing field. Franco Bourne dominating earlier in the season, struggling at this one, and so many riders can say the same thing. A little bit later on into the race, and you can see this battle still hotting up as Franco Bourne tries to make his advances. Blake Ansell is piggy in the middle right now, and he is struggling to hold that advantage.
Cameron Hall there. We'll see Cameron later on in the Mini GP 50 race. Look out for him in that one. 2 laps to go as they pass the start-finish line that time. That is Jed Scott, in fact. Our first look at Jed into the last lap. It's this battle between Bihal and now Alexander. It's Pinson that takes the win. Bihal in front of Alexander, and that's significant for the championship, Jake.
You couldn't be more right as Bihal beats Alexander over the line. He's now overtaken him for 2nd position in the championship. Jake Clark still the points leader, but with Elliot Pinson taking that fantastic victory, he now closes to within 3 points of Bihal and 1 of Alexander. 3-way fight for 2nd, closing down Jake Clark in the points championship.
Elliot, it's been a terrific couple of weeks for you. A couple of wins at Silverstone, then you won the demonstration race and a comfortable victory today. What was it all about today?
Well, I don't know. I just seemed to have some sort of pace that nobody else did. Obviously, some people had problems like Franco did, but I don't know really what happened.
Who do you want to thank for your victory today?
I'd like to thank my dad and all of the people that have helped me, like my family, and yeah.
But look at how close this championship fight is. Clark still leads from Bihal and Alexander, with Pinson 1 point further back. But if Clark DNFs just once at the finale, it's open house and a 4-way title fight. After the break in Junior Minimoto Pro, it could be back-to-back victories for the Pinson family.